Anger and mindfulness. Now, with anger, my personal experience is being swept up in the emotion and feeling my body change, my heart rate increase, my face is flushed, my mouth gets dry, I even sort of tingling in my hands, being swept up with all those bodily sensations, and my thoughts narrow down to a point or like a cone, and it comes down to this one thing or these two things that are just the focal point of my anger. And once I'm in that state, it is a real challenge to be able to stop, be aware of my surroundings and present in my body, and take a breath and step back. Okay? That is what mindfulness can offer us. But people have said to me, or they're saying to me, that's wonderful to be mindful in the good times, but what about the challenging times when you're in that state of anger and you're nowhere near having the prepared space that you usually do for mindfulness? Like if I usually practice mindfulness at 5:30 a.m. in the morning on a meditation cushion in the corner of my lounge room with a cup of tea, surrounded with some beautiful music and stillness before the rest of the household is awake. How do I bring that sense of occasion and presence to a moment of instant living in the moment, real life anger with, for example, an incident or an episode that's happening at 4:15 in the afternoon with people need to be picked up or dropped off or coming home from work, and the meals are being prepared and there's someone at the door, there's a tradesman waiting downstairs, there's things happening. How do I moderate that and be mindful when all that is happening at the one time? Okay, this is how you do it. You bring your mindfulness practice into that moment. You practice doing it. And that means visualizing, being mindful in the eye of the storm. How do we do that? That's the next question. How we do that is visualization is seen, I know from talking with clients, as a soft topic, or as I do visualization, or as something that people take for granted or they do as a matter of course, when the reality is it's a really powerful technique we use fundamentally every day in all aspects of our life. When we say things as simple as, don't spill that cup of water to someone, the immediate visual that comes to mind is the cup of water being spilled. So you've actually brought your attention to what you don't want to happen, when ideally you would say, be careful to bring the water, be careful to put the cup on the table, or you offer what the desired result or the desired outcome is what you focus on. So then the visualization is of the cup of water being placed on the table. Make sure you place that cup on the table carefully, something like that. Okay, so you visualize what you want instead of what you don't want, because talking in what you don't want is like talking in riddles. And you go, oh, I don't want this, I don't want to be late, I don't want to be too early. So what you're actually saying is, I want to be on time. Okay, so say that, I want to be on time. So back to anger and mindfulness, bringing the visualization of your mindful self. Now you overlay that like a transparency over your anger moment. So let's flash forward to that time. We've already sort of started filling in the visualization of it, where we're, for example, in the kitchen of the house. It's 4:15. There's an appointment. It's a transaction between one appointment and another appointment. You have some children running around, meals being prepared. There's a tradesman fixing an electrical fault, and Telstra's at the door about the internet problem, and the phone rings, and you have to make payment on something that day as well. So you've got those things happening, and then out of the blue you have a phone call saying, someone's going to stay out late or they won't be back. So your anger, it has every right to be ignited or triggered. And that's the thing with anger. It feels it's offended and it's self-righteous, and you go, oh, that's it. I have every right to be angry. So what we're visualizing, let's go back to visualizing. We're visualizing that moment. So I want you to go into using your powers of induction from all the mindfulness practice you've done. I want you to breathe on that moment and go to that place. And it's not a pleasant place to be in. So we're going to where we're standing on the edge of the cliff and we're about to jump into anger. And we actually pause. And that's where we bring all our mindfulness training to the fore. And we say, actually, I do have a choice between the stimulus, all those distracting negative stimuli, and my response. I don't have to automatically react into anger. I can respond with understanding, with compassion, with love, with forgiveness, with space and time, with silence, with a hug, with sitting down, taking 2 minutes out, even taking 60 seconds, going, wait a minute, I just need to regroup and compose myself and find some clarity here. And that's totally acceptable in the moment. And then to go off and to roll your shoulders back and inhale a deep breath all through your torso, down to your belly button. And breathe that through. That's what we visualize doing. Having that control and that clarity and that focus.